Chalo ji, done. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Hi, Ghazanfar. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? You okay?
Very well, very well. Thank you so
Good.
much for taking time out. I can't tell you how happy I am that we are finally doing this for the viewers who have been very supportive and have also recently reached out to me on asking about when am I restarting my podcast again. We have come back with a bang with a very special guest today, Ghazanfar Langah. Now, I will let Ghazanfar talk about himself and what he does because there are so many things that we want to discuss today. So, over to you, Ghazanfar. Do you want to tell
Uh,
our viewers everything about you, please?
Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for taking me on a podcast today. It
Thank
is
you.
really a
Pleasure.
pleasure. It's really a pleasure. Yeah, so where to start? So it was a long journey, as you know. We started here together, and uh, and yeah, so your question is about how my journey has been in the UK, how I started. Um, see, I came here. We all came here on a student as a student, and that was the motivation was that okay, we are going to UK and we are doing something in finance. We want to be auditors. We want to be big guys, and you come here and you see the reality. It's quite tough to do ACCA to start with. It's quite tough, right? And we all know that there is a lot of challenges in terms of passing exams, but once you have passed it, it's quite good. So I came here as a student and uh, carried on ACCA, tried to find my job in accounting. I think probably for a year I did not work, and after a year I found a job finally in my own field, and that was my start of career. It was as a secretary in an accounting firm, um, which was a lot of people said that not to start because it's not an accounting, but I think it was good because soon after I joined, in 6 months' time, we had a vacancy in accounts department, and the boss said that since you're doing ACCA, why not to just move into accounts department? So I took that opportunity, obviously. But once you are in something, only then you can get the opportunities. You have to be in it. They say that you have to be in it to win it. So it was that. It was exactly that. Um, yeah. Um, so came here in 2006 and
Wow.
yeah, so almost around 20 years now.
20 years, my God. Madness, madness, absolutely madness. So I'm just gonna let our viewers know once again that Ghazanfar and I have been friends for the last 20 years. That means we studied together in the UK. He's a very lovely friend of ours. In fact, when I say ours, because we were in the same house and there were a few more of us, Ravi, Sam, Rahul, all of us, right? So some really good time spent together. Of course, doing ACCA along with all the other fun things that we've done, right? So those were some really special times. But yeah, journey as a student from Pakistan and now in UK, very well settled with married, kids, have your own practice, right? So like I said, there is lots to be discussed today. But yeah, I people know me pretty well why I did my ACCA. But why don't you maybe want to say why did you thought about why did you think about doing ACCA, especially coming from Pakistan, like most students who come from India and Pakistan to UK, they want to do something, maybe they want to do a degree or a master's, but why ACCA?
See, a lot of people in my family, I think this is probably I unanimous. It's probably all around in South Asia or Pakistan, India, that everyone wants to be a doctor or engineer, right?
Yeah.
And that was no different in my family. I have a lot of people in my family who are doctors, and I think everyone felt overwhelmed with too many doctors. So when I've passed, when I did my when I did my A levels, I went to a group of my cousins. So we are about 16 cousins of same age almost, and
Lovely.
about 10 cousins, probably 10 years older than me. So I had all different level of cousins to take career advice from. So I was quite lucky in that way. So when I did my A levels, I went to Lahore, and we had a so-called career coaching there, and we had doctors there. So doctors said, please don't be doctor now. We don't want any more doctor in our family. So I thought, okay, fine. That is ruled out. Now my father is quite a successful banker. I don't know if you were aware of. He has run. He has been a senior vice president in his last position. So that was the admiration as well, that he's quite senior in finances, but I wanted a bit more of a degree that has got strong reputation, and awareness, and you can build a career, ultimate career out of it. So one of my cousins, he was doing CA at the time, and I think that was my motivation, that is something different in finance, and a solid career. Because a lot of people at the time went into MBA and other fields, but CA was something that it gives you a status. It gives you that satisfaction. You need to be CA to be a senior, for example. You can be MBA, but they won't look for MBA. They will look for an ACCA title there,
Uh-huh.
right? So I think it's about the trust of the degree as well, on
True.
that position. So that's how my thought process of becoming an ACCA started. So the decision was, why not to become CA? Um, so I thought, okay, fine, CA can be done. CA is quite hard. Like they don't pass you very easily.
Yeah.
So CA, like at least you can work hard and pass ACCA, right? And then you can go on about doing doing CA if you want to, right? So it doesn't close the doors. So to keep
True.
your doors open, you do ACCA and do whatever you want to do after that. So at least you have crossed that one bridge in your career. So that's what I thought, and then okay, fine. I did ACCA, and then came to UK, as we spoke about earlier. That okay, fine. ACCA belongs from England. Why not to go there and do it?
All right. So
Mhm.
no, so I think like many of us, Ghazanfar in India as well. The reason why most people choose ACCA is that the outcome is certain. There is a very, very high likelihood, if you've put in the efforts, that you will be able to call yourself a qualified accountant someday, right? It's not going to be that कि luck के basis पे अगर होना होगा तो होगा. So I think I'm very much with you. Unfortunately, it's like the same scene in both countries.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I think I don't know why, but yeah, it's quite hard to pass CA. You will still see CA in their 40s, mid 40s, still doing exams since
Wow,
they were like mid 20s, and which
complete
is quite a
madness.
shame. So why not to just complete ACCA first and do whatever you want
Of
to do
course.
after that?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a huge opportunity cost for waiting
Yeah,
to finish your CA for so long, right? I don't,
yeah, you're
well,
giving in your life. Yeah, you're giving in your life in exchange for a hope, which is not quite good.
no, good. No, cool. So I think, so this is, I think, a lot of students who are still wondering whether they should continue to do CA or they should pick up CA or ACCA. I think students in both countries can definitely take some advice from someone who's been in the industry long enough and has their own practice now, right? So I'm very excited to talk about that part because a lot of students and a lot of affiliates members reach out to me wanting to know if they want to set up their practice, and if they want to, let's say, practice in the UK, or let's say not in the UK but let's say in their own country. How do we go about it, right? So first question in that area is that why practice? Because when we were studying together, right, this thought never came up that you will start your own practice, right? Had you said, then I
Yes.
would have stayed back and we would have started together.
I would have loved to even now I would love to have a practice with you. You come over and I will show you the venues how to even expand. We can actually three times the size I have or four times the size I have with Zahir's skill set of communication and business skills, the personality you are. I am pretty
Thank
sure
you.
we can go miles forward.
Thank you.
Why
Thank you.
practice? Why practice? Why? I think when we were together studying towards ACCA, you would know that UK market was quite tough for students. It is even tougher now, right?
Yeah.
To find a job, we always wanted to, get a job with the Big Four.
Right.
You have tried. I have tried.
Yep.
As I said, you're far better personality. You're far better,
Arey. Thank you.
background. You did get there, but it's not for everyone. I have tried my best. I did not get there. So this is where the beauty of ACCA comes. It's flexible. You can find a job with Big Four. You can find a job with mid-tier. You can find a job with very small firms, or you can start your own practice. Now, it really depends on how your journey has been. So my journey has been very difficult, as you probably would know. You have got visa constraints, you have financial constraints, you have got, uh, you know, um, uh, mental health issues as well. When you go through this saga of like, living in a foreign
The
country
stress of
where you
failing the
don't,
exams.
yeah, apart from, yeah, but that brings in quite a lot of challenges in your life. Like when you are living abroad on your own, it brings a lot of challenges on top of just studies, right? So yes, we had a lot of challenges. So when I started jobs, I started getting better and better in terms of salary and progression. Um, but in my last where I was, I don't know if I need to mention, but let's not mention the name of the company. But the last place I worked, that partner said that, Abbas, you have potential, so why not? But by the way, my name officially is called I'm Ghazanfar, but it is an easier version of Abbas, so everyone calls me Abbas here. So I say, Abbas, you have potential. Why don't you buy the practice off me when I retire? So that's how it started. And that was a thought in my mind. But it took him 10 years to retire. So I had to stay around. I had to stick around to actually,
Wow.
avail that opportunity. And so I did not move jobs then. I've stayed at, whatever salary I had. That was a compromise for a longer vision that,
Wow.
okay, fine, I have that practice, and, if I have that practice, that will change my life. So this is why I sticked around for 10 years for him to retire, and I take over. And now, like, only it happened last year that I took over his practice. Um, this is this
Very,
is
very
how
good.
this is how it happened. So this is the beauty of I qualified ACCA, that it gives you the flexibility in terms of like not just career progression in job. You can maneuver your career the way it suits your personality and opportunities. So I think it helped me a lot in that. So
Wow.
he wanted me to do ACA after that. So as we talked about it in last conversation. So because I was ACCA and then became FCCA, um, it wasn't that difficult to do CA. So I then qualified as a CA. That was a requirement to buy that practice because that was a CA practice.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. No, this is very, very inspiring because I think you know, maybe not for us because we were still little old school. We still believe that yes, we will have to put in the hard work. But I think in today's generation of TikTok and YouTube reels, when it is becoming very difficult for someone to stay committed for so long, you having waited for almost a decade is a big thing. So hats off to you. It's not
Thank you,
very
sir.
many people who would stick around because look, even I've worked in certain places, right? And I've worked at EY, I've worked at UBS, and now I have my own thing. But being patient for that long, and then adjusting constantly that, okay, maybe one day I will be able to own this practice. So it's a very, very big thing. I hope people who are watching this, this is one of the key things that, guys, you will have to take it up from Ghazanfar, that you have to have a patience, right? If you don't have patience, it's gonna be tough, right? So no, good. Thank you. Thanks for that, Ghazanfar. I think that's super helpful. So look, so now I understand obviously that practice was not always your first choice. This was not something that, no, because a lot of people, come to us that, मुझे किसी का काम नहीं करना है. I don't want to work anywhere. मुझे खुद का करना है कुछ, right? So अब, what do you think, right? If someone wants to set up their own practice, would you be able to, maybe shed some light ki if they want to, let's say someone from India and Pakistan, they are done with ACCA, okay, and they want to come to UK to start their practice. Would you be able to shed some light on how students can do that? Is it possible? It is it very difficult? Is it impossible? What are your views?
See, starting anything requires determination and hard work. Yeah. And you can start. And ACCA practicing certificate is no different, right? So, a student, say, for example, if I was to take through the journey, a student coming from India or Pakistan first has to sort out their visa and finances. First, the fight is the financial fight to survive here as a student or as a work visa, and then show your financials, and then you talk about, because practicing certificate is with the ACCA or CA, you can get it anyway if you are qualified and you have 3 years of experience. I think after your 3 years of experience, you become a member, and after membership, you need to do, I think, 1 year of experience or 3 years of experience PCTR at the time. Then I did when I did my uh, 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 practicing certificate. I think it was called PCTR. Now it is called something else. So doing
Okay.
all that experience, if you are in job and you have done ACCA, you can get a practicing certificate. That's not a problem. The hardest bit is to survive till the time your practice and your client base is enough
Yeah.
that you have a minimum base income. And this is where the jobs help you. So you do the job, and then because you can't have a conflict of interest, you cannot have your private practice on the side, right? So you have to be very careful about it, because you can be you can take into ACCA for that if you did that.
Wow.
So you need to take the permission. So don't do these mistakes. So when you come here, if you have dreams about running a practice, so either get employed with an older practitioner. So there is a chance like I had, right? But I
Yeah.
still had to wait 10 years, right? So, or or you start part-time with permission of your practitioner, with your employer. Yeah. Or you do a job in industry so that you can live your life normal, and then in evenings you can build up your practice. But
Wow.
it's a long journey. It won't happen overnight. um, like you said, it's a TikTok generation. People want results quickly, and I see people chip chop the jobs very quickly. Like, I don't know how long you have been staying in your jobs, but I have stayed on average more than 5 years in any job.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think the stability brings trust to the employer, and the employer will give you more opportunities then.
Of course. Of course. No, this is very, very helpful, because I can't tell you the number of students, who would reach out asking ki, I want to set up my own practice. So at least now people who are watching this understand that A, it's not going to be very easy or very quick, it will take time. B, it is possible, but you will have to be in the UK, you will have to work under a firm in the UK, under a principal or a practitioner in the UK, get that experience, and then apply for the certificate. I think there will be multiple other nuances as well, like you were mentioning earlier, that you might even need to be a citizen if you want to practice in the
Uh,
UK.
yes, I think there used to be a thing where I think that was back in 2010s.
Okay.
where there were unqualified people in the UK. They used to get the ACCA member employed in their firm, and they used to
Uh-huh.
get it signed from Pakistan.
Wow.
Right? And they used to give. So that was a thing that was bothering ACCA, and they blocked that channel. They blocked that
Okay.
passage. So now you have to be in the UK to be practitioner in the UK.
Got it.
That's so far I know. It might have changed, but
Sure.
so far this is what I know, that you need to be in the UK to run a practice in the UK.
Sure. Sure. No, but I think this is a good start. Anyone who wants to get into practice, I think you've laid some very important points. And like I've always suggested, anyone who reaches out to me as well, that please refer to the ACCA website for the latest information, because
Yes.
these are rules, right? And rules will keep getting updated every day, every month, every year. So it's might as well be extra careful, look at what these rules are. But the good thing is that if you are determined, you should be able to one day have a practice like Ghazanfar has. And I can't tell you, Ghazanfar,
Thank you.
how proud we all are, right? Whenever we speak, right? Be it Ravi, Sam, Amar, Rahul, right? We always say that हम सारे तो आ गए, Ghazanfar डटा हुआ है. And Ghazanfar
वो
is
डीठ है, वहीं पर बैठा है अभी भी.
हाँ मतलब वहां से हटा नहीं. बट लुक आई थिंक बहुत ही अच्छी चीज ये है फॉर एसीसीए स्टूडेंट्स, पीपल हु आर प्लानिंग टू डू एसीसीए, कि ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आपको सक्सेसफुल होना है, यू हैव टू बी
In the
आउटसाइड,
हाँ,
यू हैव टू बी इन यूके ओनली, राइट? यू एंड आई बोथ नो कि एसीसीए सिर्फ यूके में नहीं, इंडिया में भी सक्सेसफुल है, पाकिस्तान में सक्सेसफुल है, एंड द लिस्ट विल
देखिए,
गो ऑन if we keep talking about the people we know who are doing well.
I think the beauty is right now. Right now, the structure is changed. The game has changed since before, right? So now there are a lot of firms that are outsourcing to India, Pakistan, right? So actually, the UK is just a firm, just so the firms that exist in UK, they are shelf. No, I won't say shelf firms, but they are just the head office. But actually,
Exactly.
everything is getting done back home,
Yeah.
right? So I think either you are there, here or there. I think you can find your success. It's the person.
True.
It's all dependent on what you want, but the profession gives you the flexibility.
True. No, and I that's probably the biggest reason why even I've loved the qualification, because this was the ACCA gave me the opportunity to work in Bahrain, of course worked in the UK, and then worked in Australia as well, in Melbourne, right? So it was
Yeah, I
purely
remember you.
because exactly,
Huh.
right? So I was in
That's good.
Australia as
That's
well
good.
for a brief amount of time. So वो सारा जो एक्सपोजर मिला या अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिली, वो कहीं ना कहीं एसीसीए प्लेड अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, क्योंकि वी ऑल नो, राइट? वो जब तक रेज्यूमे पे कुछ ऐसा होगा नहीं, तो रेज्यूमे शॉर्टलिस्ट होता ही नहीं है, राइट? एंड इन द
हाँ,
टाइम्स ऑफ
बिल्कुल.
एआई अब तो कुछ ही
It
नहीं मिलने
gives you
वाला है.
the it gives the employer that trust that if someone has done that ACCA thing, the person must be resilient. The person must have patience. You have already passed unknowingly, unintentionally. You have actually passed a lot of tests before your CV was shortlisted. So
Exactly.
that ACCA people underrate sometimes, that oh, it's just a qualification. You can just have an experience and you can be.
Exactly.
No, it's not like that.
चलो नहीं, दिस इज वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल. अभी क्विकली दो क्वेश्चंस. फर्स्ट
Mhm,
क्वेश्चन,
mhm.
कि what all things do you do at the practice, so that anyone who wants to, who thinks कि यार मुझे प्रैक्टिस में काम करना है, तो शायद उनको एक थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड हो कि भाई these are the kind of things that they will need to do if they want to eventually get into a practice.
Do you mean in terms of the
Or what all
practice?
services, all the
Oh,
services
so
that
you
you
mean
provide.
you mean the services in practice, like
Yes.
as in as a running or your practice, or working in a practice as an employed person?
So you are providing to your clients, तो तुम
Oh,
accounting
right.
करवा रहे हो.
Okay. So that's accounting services, tax advisory, tax returns, year-end accounts, mainly compliance, basically. So
हाँ.
you have got to submit the company accounts. You need to submit the company's corporation tax return. You need to do some planning for the small and medium-sized businesses. That
Good.
is all the services. Payroll, we do the payroll. So the people like employees, obviously, but in equivalent version of Indian payroll. Say, for example, you will have a payroll department running the payroll, calculating the taxes.
Exactly.
So we do. So we have the payroll department. We have the year-end accounting department. We have service charge department. Service charge is a niche market. So where the block of flats need the accounts to be done according to leases. Um, and it's a special market. Not all the accounting firm do. We specialize in service charge accounting. It's a very niche market, and we have probably over 200, 230 blocks that we do. We do some very prestigious blocks as well, which are in Queen Estate, near the Queen's
Wow.
Buckingham Palace as well. So we are quite renowned in this area as well. So those are the areas that we touch, if that's what uh, your question was around.
No, no, that was exactly my question because when people hear about practice, जैसे कि इंडिया में भी जब practice सुनते हैं तो audit ही सबको लगता है कि audit करना है, right?
That's true. That's true.
Right. So the idea is that people need to understand that सिर्फ audit ही करना practice नहीं होता है. It's at the end of the day, it's your it's your business. You can do hundreds of things under your business. You could start your advisory. You can, like you said, you're doing taxation as well. You're advising businesses. You're doing payroll, right? Accounting कर रहे हो, सारी चीजें कर रहे हो. So people should be open to the opportunities available. ऐसा नहीं है कि हाँ भाई मैं सिर्फ ऑडिट ही करूंगा. ऑडिट के अलावा भी
इसमें
बहुत सारी चीजें करते हैं.
हाँ इसमें I would like to add something.
Yeah.
Person who is starting a career, I think an experience in audit actually is little disadvantageous, because in audit you will only learn a process. Accounting department, you actually learn taxation, payroll, the want to pursue your career in. Be other way around, because I have seen a lot of auditors trained in audit firms don't know a lot of basic stuff,
Wow.
because they've only learned a process. So if there is a file, if they have learned to audit debtors in big firm, they only would know and specialist in debtor section. That is it.
I agree. I agree with you. In fact, just yesterday we were at one of the events and people, did reach out to me asking कि सर वो बिग फोर की जॉब ही लेना चाहिए या मिड साइज प्रैक्टिस में भी चले जाए. And I always tell them that look, Big Four, you work with them. Yes, it's a good brand, much better salary, much better offices, much bigger clients, right? Much better maybe technology that you get to know and use. But the in-depth knowledge will come when you work in a smaller practice because you do the end-to-end thing, right? वहां आपको कोई SOP driven process नहीं होता है. आपको खुद अपनी स्लीव्स ऊपर करके बैठ के सब समझना पड़ता है क्या करना है.
And the problems you face are the real people problems
Exactly.
that you will meet day to day.
True.
Zaheer के टैक्स का प्रॉब्लम है, Ghazanfar के टैक्स का प्रॉब्लम है. You will know these things. With Big Four, once you have worked for 10 years, you have actually, your knowledge is all gone and you're only specialist in one narrow field.
True.
In real life,
True.
after you have come out of Big Four, you can only go to another Big Four.
Wow.
So a
चलो
very
ये तो
limited
बहुत ही
scope. हाँ.
बहुत ही बढ़िया चीज निकल के आई है because there are so many students and people who are doing ACCA or probably done with ACCA कि Big Four में जाना चाहिए कि नहीं जाना चाहिए. I think this
Mm.
should definitely answer their question whether it makes sense or not. So no, good. This is very very helpful. So look, I think बात करते करते वो क्या होता है टाइम कहाँ चले जाता है राइट नहीं समझ में आता है एंड क्योंकि हमारा तो ये प्रॉपर कैचअप ही हो रहा है सो इट लुक्स लाइक कि ये
ऐसे ही I think ये तो ज्यादा कन्वर्सेशनल टाइप है rather than
तो ये
podcast.
कॉन्वर्सेशन चलता रहेगा बट आई थिंक फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स
Mhm.
just one last couple of things. एक तो what what are the main skills that you think students can acquire today, especially आज तो अब AI इतना इतना डिसरप्ट कर रहा है with the way things are working, and जैसे तुम और मैं दोनों अग्री करते हैं कि हमें उस टाइम पे लगता था कि जॉब मार्केट टफ है, लेकिन मैं अगर आज देखता हूं तो वो और टफर हो गया है।
टफर है,
बट मुझे
हाँ।
ऐसा लगता है कि 20 साल बाद कोई देखेगा तो बोलेगा कि अरे यार ये फिर भी ठीक था, वो और टफ हो गया है।
बहुत
राइट,
टफ
सो
हो
इट
गया।
इज ओनली गोइंग टू गेट टफर एंड टफर। सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि स्टूडेंट्स को क्या स्किल्स लेने चाहिए, किस चीज पे फोकस करना चाहिए that can help them make their career really, चाहे फिर वो खुद का फर्म ओपन करें या काम करें कहीं जाके, because you employ people, you told me that you employ almost 10 odd people in your firm already, right? So what are the kind of skills that you're looking at as an employer that students can work upon today?
देखिए, so you have asked me the skill set required to be an employed person, right? Or to
Right,
start a new firm. Those are two different skill sets that are required, right? If
दोनों
you
पे बात
if
कर सकते हैं।
दोनों पे बात कर सकते हैं। सो लेट्स से फर्स्ट एम्प्लॉयड, अगर आपने एम्प्लॉयड में आपने आपने मार्केट, आप कहते हो कि यार मुझे हेडिक नहीं लेना टू हैव माय ओन प्रैक्टिस, बिकॉज देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ कंप्लायंस, लाइक डोंट टेक इट इजी, लाइक डोंट टेक इट लाइक लाइटली कि यार मतलब कि यू ओपन you open your own firm and it will all be lovely jubbly. You don't get time to yourself like an employee will get. Like employee is off 1 week, then you literally are off 1 week, whereas a practitioner is never off 1 week. I don't remember I don't remember taking a day off for a very long time. Probably for 10 years, I don't remember taking some
Wow.
days off. This is the life of a practitioner. So, as an employee, I think what is required. So, see, one has to understand the basics of this profession are two things, two fundamental things. One is experience and qualification. Those
Okay.
two things. So when you're looking to employ someone, obviously you will only shortlist a CV that has got those two things on their CV. So bases only help you get shortlisted.
Got it.
Then the next stage is your personality. Your personality, your attitude will get you where you want to be.
True.
You need to be good in communication, you need to be helpful, you need to be patient. You don't need to be money minded all the time. Like, अगर मुझे
Correct.
हायर सैलरी मिलेगी फ्री में कभी कभी अपॉर्चुनिटी होती है, you will get paid low, but you will learn a lot.
True.
So once you have learned a lot, have patience, and then life खत्म नहीं हो रही, ना ही
नहीं खत्म
पैसा
होने
खत्म
वाली
हो
है।
रहा है. So be
Exactly.
patient. So this, like as we already discussed about the generational gap, where everything is very short-lived these days. We want very short-lived experience. We want very short experience. 1 year experience हो गया बस, मुझे तो बहुत कुछ आता है. ठीक है. हमने ये कर लिया, हमें तो बहुत कुछ आता है. ऐसा नहीं है. You need to be patient. You need to learn and build your personality around being very helpful to people, patient, polite, and very friendly. If you have those things, only then you can get good jobs and progress. Otherwise, ACC and experience, every other person will have it, because that's what the employer is looking for, and there is enough population to cater for those two things. And
Wow.
after that, you need to actually be you know someone different from the other person who has qualified.
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया। बट या यू आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट। आई थिंक एक वो एटीट्यूड है जो मेक्स ऑल द डिफरेंस, मेक्स ऑल द
Yes.
डिफरेंस। क्वालिफिकेशन तो सब ले ही लेते हैं आज नहीं तो कल, राइट?
No, no,
बट
if you are determined, if you are hardworking, you will get the qualification, and that is the basics. Don't get me wrong. You have to get that done. You have to be experienced, but those are the basics. Once you have done that, then you need to work on your personality.
ऑफ कोर्स, ऑफ
That
कोर्स।
I've
नहीं,
learned
चलो,
from
बहुत
you.
बहुत बढ़िया। अरे नहीं यार, थैंक यू, थैंक यू। we've always learned from each other, but look, this is fantastic, yeah, Ghazanfar. Like I said, ये conversation ऐसी है कि ये never ending है। We
Never
will
ending.
continue to go on and on. और मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है हम ज्यादा बात करेंगे तो एक दूसरे की फिर पोल खोलना शुरू कर देंगे एज स्टूडेंट्स। सो
उसको
कुछ
एक
कुछ कुछ
उसको
चीजें
एक
नेक्स्ट
सेपरेट
नेक्स्ट वाले
रखेंगे.
की रखते हैं। सो कुछ चीजें नेक्स्ट वाले सीरीज के लिए भी रखते हैं। बट लुक, आई थिंक
बेशक.
a lot of things that I wanted to discuss with you, especially someone who's moved, at such a young age. I remember हम लोग 21 के थे उस टाइम पे, तुम तो कभी फिर 19 के
I
साल,
was
19 साल के थे जब तुम आ गए
18.
थे,
I was
राइट,
about
18।
18 when I moved here. Yes, I was
एग्जैक्टली,
about
तो
18.
मतलब
Yeah.
इतने यंग एज पे तुम आ गए थे, एंड देन बीइंग एबल टू डू सो वेल, a lot of people can only dream what you have achieved.
Touch
So
wood.
I'm
Touch
extremely
wood.
happy that we've done this conversation, and I do hope that people are able to take a lot of important bits from you. So a final message
Yeah.
for our lovely students, इंडिया में, पाकिस्तान में, श्रीलंका में, बांग्लादेश में, बिकॉज देखो, टचवुड, टचवुड, मेरा बेस अब थोड़ा सा बेटर हो रहा है। मैंने रियलाइज किया कि आई शुड हैव स्टार्टेड ऑन यूट्यूब 5 years ago, जब मैंने यहाँ एसीसीए शुरू किया था, बट चलो देर आए दुरुस्त है। सो व्हाट विल बी योर वन फाइनल मैसेज टू एनीवन हु इज डूइंग एसीसीए, एनीथिंग दैट यू फील that can help them in a very, very long period of time ahead?
See, when you are doing ACCA, because it brings you a lot of opportunities, either it is in employment or your own practice. I think when you start, you need to be very focused what you want to become. We want to become a practitioner, you put all your energies in becoming a practitioner. You want to be employed and you want to be a CFO of a firm or a company or industry, you focus and gain your knowledge around that area. Be focused on your goals so that you can always put your energies into that particular direction. That is quite important because at the moment I think people do qualify and they don't know what to do. They don't want to,
True.
whether they want to work in practice or whether they want to work in industry. So that is a
True.
confusion around a lot of CAs. And have patience. Don't rush into getting higher salaries, straight away. Gain knowledge, and once you think that you have enough knowledge, then you can run.
चलो बढ़िया, बढ़िया। आई एम कंप्लीटली विथ यू ऑन दैट। आई थिंक पीपल शुड फोकस ऑन गेटिंग अ स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस बिफोर बिफोर दे स्टार्ट टू, कि भाई मैं यहाँ भी चले जाऊँ, वहां भी चले जाऊँ। एटलीस्ट फोकस होना चाहिए कि मुझे क्या एग्जैक्टली exactly करना है।
हाँ, पहले
बट
आता
लुक,
हो।
आई थिंक, हाँ,
पहले आता हो। पहले
हाँ,
पहले पहले you need to be champion in your field. That's it.
बराबर। हाँ, मतलब जब तक, हाँ, मतलब you can't be, you can't be doing everything. You need to get at least good at something, right? Otherwise तो
हाँ,
भरे हुए हैं फिर तो।
बराबर। बिजनेसेस हैं, दुनिया में बहुत प्रोफेशन है, बड़े तरीके हैं पैसे बनाने के, but you need to focus on what you can do best.
Chalo, good.
चलो,
Great.
that's it.
Thank you so much, Ghazanfar. I
Thank
am
you.
so happy that we did this finally. Like I said, ये बड़ा ही long due था, and I'm very, very sure कि students in both India and Pakistan are going to benefit from this, because this
100%.
is a dream for a lot of us in our countries कि भाई वहां जाएं और अपना खुद का सेटअप करें। So मैं एक रिक्वेस्ट ये करूंगा कि
Mhm.
शायद स्टूडेंट्स तुम्हें सर्च करके रीच आउट करें लिंक्डइन पे। वैसे तुम बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिव हो नहीं लिंक्डइन पे, क्योंकि अभी तो तुम पैसे कमा रहे हो बहुत ज्यादा
No,
तो
no,
तुम
no, no.
लिंक्डइन पे
Now
नहीं
we have
हो।
now we have a marketing manager, so probably from next week onwards you will see some movement on
चलो,
LinkedIn as
नहीं,
well.
बढ़िया, बढ़िया।
Yes,
No,
yes, yes.
great. So, people who are watching this, feel free to reach out to Ghazanfar. And yes, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. And if you'd like me to cover anything else with Ghazanfar, I do hope to bring him back on this show once again, where we will discuss more things around how do you move abroad and what other things are there that can be done after ACCA. So there's tons that I'm sure yet to be explored from Ghazanfar's journey. So we will do that very shortly. Until
Definitely.
then, thank you so much. And Ghazanfar, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you
Inshallah,
very
we'll
much,
stay in
Zaheer. It was
touch.
really a pleasure. And thank you
Same
very
here,
much
same here.
for considering to taking me on your show.
No, no, no. And it's an absolute pleasure. Like I said, it was really fun.
Same here.
Take care.
Take
Chalo.
care.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.
Allah
Bye
Hafiz.
bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.